Hello world, E3 is officially here. We've already gone through a couple of conferences in the form of Bethesda and EA, and I just wanted to express a few of my kind of wish lists for this E3, what I expect to see, my sort of like realistic expectations, and then things that are a little bit more unrealistic that I'd hope to see, and then the, swinging for the fences, completely out there things that I would love to see, kind of the, Shenmue 3 last year level of like, holy crap, this is real. It's probably not going to happen. More realistic expectations, I really think and hope that we're going to see an actual official release date for The Last Guardian, a new trailer showcasing the more finalized version, get an official release date worldwide for the end of the year. I really hope we're going to see that from the Sony conference. I'm really hoping that we're going to see a little more with Final Fantasy VII. That's one big thing that I really think and hope we're going to be seeing on stage, something with more concrete information. Final Fantasy VII Remake has been kind of a roller coaster of emotion for me. That night last year, seeing it, just holy crap, I can't believe this is real. Been completely excited, overloaded with nostalgia. And then the first gameplay trailer came out, and going and being a little bit disappointed in that it's more of an action RPG. It looks a little more Kingdom Hearts-ish, not being so sure about that direction. And then, time passing and coming to the realization and thinking, you know what, there's no way in hell we were going to get just the original Final Fantasy VII with modern graphics. That's it. There's no way we're ever going to get that. It's going to be some sort of retelling of the same story in a new fashion that fits a newer, younger, more modern audience that perhaps didn't experience it originally. It's trying to appeal to new fans as well as capture the magic of the old fans. But in my mind, realizing that there's no way it's ever going to touch the nostalgic feelings I have for the original. I can't expect it to compete with that. So being a little bit more okay with the changes that are being made, being able to get excited that, okay, this is going to be a new way to experience the same story and same world, and I'll get used to this new style and enjoy it. I think I really will like it and be impressed by it. And then we got more information about how they're going to be splitting it into multiple games. Presumably, I'm still thinking it's going to be 3 games representing roughly the original 3 discs. That's the way I think they're going to end up going. But that brings about my point again, the way I think they're going to do it, because the one thing Square Enix has not done is really come out with a concrete, this is exactly what we're doing, how we're going to release the game, when we're going to release the game. There hasn't really been that set. There's been a lot of confusion and remake, what they're going to really do with it. So what I want to see and what I think they're going to do is give a little bit more of a concrete idea of what's happening with that remake. Some stuff that's a little bit more unrealistic, but I still think could possibly be there. I would really like to see the very much rumored Crash Bandicoot, relaunch, remake, whatever you're going to call it, with Naughty Dog. And I do think that is a possibility. It seems like something that should feel like a more unrealistic expectation, but I definitely feel that Sony as a whole is really trying to recapture the magic and the unbelievable and just almost seemingly unattainable success of the PS1 and the PS2. The number one conference that I'm looking for, hint hint, because I really want to see something with Shenmue 3. I've been keeping up to date, obviously, every day, checking for updates on Shenmue 3 and doing videos and on my channel, talking to people, watching other people's videos, doing stuff, watching stuff on Shenmue Dojo constantly. But I really hope they're going to bring back that excitement with a new trailer, like a really nice trailer showing a bit of what they've done with Shenmue 3, not just these little showcases, because I think outside of that hardcore Shenmue community, I think a lot of the excitement has gone away. I think it's been long enough that a lot of that initial fervor and that initial surprise has dissipated, and I think it's just now down to the hardcore fans. And I think every once in a while, until the game's released, we need to have a really big, exciting announcement, some sort of refresher, some sort of reminder to other fans, to newer fans, that yes, this is here, yes, this is going to be incredible and recapture the magic of Shenmue 1 and 2. And along those lines, the first of my kind of, I think, somewhat unrealistic expectations is Shenmue 1 and 2 HD. I definitely think Sega's going to end up releasing Shenmue 1 and 2 HD. I think it's just such a smart business decision. I think it's going to help Sega immensely. It's something that they know there are a lot of people, new fans, that are very curious about Shenmue, who are a little bit intimidated by the idea of going into Shenmue 3, and especially if you live in North America, it can be difficult to experience Shenmue 1 and 2. You have to get a Dreamcast for Shenmue 1, Xbox for Shenmue 2, just a Dreamcast if you live in the PAL region or Japan. But no matter what, it's a little more difficult to get your hands on those games and experience them, and it is a continuous story. It's not something that I feel a little, quick catch-up video at the beginning of Shenmue 3 is really going to be the same as playing, obviously, Shenmue 1 and 2 before you play it. So I think Sega realizes there's a big enough base out there, people that aren't Shenmue, like hardcore fans already, that will go ahead and buy Shenmue 1 and 2 HD to be caught up and experience Shenmue 3, and then all the Shenmue fans are also going to go into it. So it's going to have, a pretty big base of people that are interested in it. I definitely think they're going to do it. One, I think that they would at least acknowledge a lot of fans are looking for that is a Sony franchise, a Sony product, The Legend of Dragoon 2. That, I think, is a fairly unrealistic expectation, but if there's any game that I think at least has a sliver of a chance of coming out, Legend of Dragoon 2, as far as stuff that Sony has that seems impossible, but it's not quite impossible. Legend of Dragoon 2, I think that would blow me away. That would be just incredible if they did that, and I definitely think, one in a million shot, but one's better than zero. Could happen. The only other thing that I would really like to see that there was last year, if you're a big Squaresoft fan, old school Squaresoft fan, Parasite Eve, there was a little bit of an Easter egg of the poster of Aya Brea in last year's E3 Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer, and it was the Aya Brea from Parasite Eve 3 Third Birthday, which is only kind of a Parasite Eve game, but at the same time, just the fact, was it just kind of in there for shits and giggles, or was it a little bit of a teaser? If they released an actual Parasite Eve 3, or they call it 4, or whatever, and they got back the rights, because I think they lost the rights to the name Parasite Eve at some point between 2 and Third Birthday, or even like a remake if they did it and try to stick with the style of the first game, holy crap, that would be almost Shenmue 3 level for me. It would be really close. Like, that would excite me even more than a Final Fantasy VII remake, a Parasite Eve 4 or reboot of some sort. And again, that's another one of those one in a million shots, but it's not absolutely out of the question. So what are you guys expecting to see that you're excited about in E3? What are your kind of dream things that you'd like to show up? I mean, a lot of these, before last year I would have said, there's no way, that's impossible, but in a world where Final Fantasy VII Remake and Shenmue 3 are both a reality, anything's kind of up for grabs. I don't think anything is 100% impossible. I think everything out there has a 1 in a million shot, but it's entirely within the realm of possibility. So what are your dream titles that you'd like to see come out at E3 this year? The one thing that I am kind of worried about is that I'll be completely disappointed after last year. Last year was, for me personally, just because of the games that I'm interested in, the greatest E3 ever. That was just such an incredible night. I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake already just like, wow, a dream come true. I'm really, really, really interested in The Last Guardian, and the fact that it's finally, definitely coming out is just amazing. And then I can't even express, Shenmue 3. I'm still excited every day. I mean, I can't believe how many times I've rewatched that, big E3 reveal. Unbelievable to me. Shenmue 3 is a reality. So I don't think this year stands a chance at recapturing that feeling. I don't think any E3, can ever do that. So my biggest fear is that I'll be just disappointed and just kind of sitting there, okay, throughout the whole conference. But who knows what we'll see. Maybe something will come out of complete, left field and be like, Square will come out and be like, oh yeah, by the way, here's this stuff, here's this, weird little chibi Final Fantasy spin-off, whatever. Oh, and this last thing, Chrono Trigger remake, something like crazy. You never know what's going to happen. We will see this week, and I'm still pretty excited.